Hello and welcome to your educational show, The Class. I am your host, Abel Opio.
Creative satisfaction lies in the hearts of the inventors who have labored patiently to finally witness the birth of their imaginations. This satisfaction need not to be impossible or unattainable, for in every individual there lies a creative and innovative capability. So do all these current car models turn you off? So do you think you can come up with something better? Maybe a mix of vintage and contemporary? Or maybe you'll come up with something that will have us all running to the banks. Now, you may not believe this, but this is a similar dream of millions of young Kenyans, Africans, and students in the third world today. They dream to one day be the creators of their own vehicles, televisions, airplanes, cookers, and the like. A day when they will not have to utilize the realized ideologies from the West and Eastern blocs. Sadly for them, their dreams seldom go beyond their imaginations. They can only fantasize, then in the end fly planes and drive cars made by their counterparts in Japan, the United States, Germany, and the likes. But then again, this is only possible if they manage to get to the relevant institutions. Many professions suffer due to this, such as journalism, medicine, and even teaching as a career. Students finding themselves in awkward positions, having to abide by rigid structures and systems. Systems which pay little or no attention to originality. Systems which shun creativity and education and training. Meet the genius behind what could be the answer to many motorist problems. Maurice has had no prior training in dealing with electronic equipment. He prefers to rely on his skills that he has acquired from a lifetime of taking gadgets apart and then try to create something new. However, his lack of formal training has not stood in the way of this teenager's determination to explore new frontiers.
I compiled the systems in order to come with this system which I'm using in this vehicle.
According to Maurice, the system works in such a way that whenever a person starts up a car that has been fitted with this device, it will call the owner, who can then immobilize it using a specialized code. The system even allows the car owner to listen to conversation taking place inside his car as it is being driven off. Maurice, who comes from Mombasa, believes he has got the answers to the frequent carjacking incidents. All he needs, he says, is finances to take his inventions to a new level. For him to ever visualize and actualize his dream, aside from the funding, a number of requirements will have to be adhered to so that he can operate a business. In Africa, anything new by definition will not be accepted at first. It takes repeated attempts, endless demonstrations, and monotonous rehearsals before innovation can be accepted and internalized by an organization. This requires audacious patience. That is unfortunately not the only challenge to creativity and innovation. In Kenya, you have to go through 8 to 12 procedures before registering your own venture. And before this is done, many people will have given up. Another disheartening policy is the taxation, which requires all to pay taxes, no matter how small your venture is. When most individuals think of these hurdles, they thin and eventually resign to be passive creators who contribute nothing to the world of creation. One thing Africa as a continent and the rest of the third world is yet to come to terms with is that for one to be considered creative, he or she must contribute something different from what has already been done before. In order to promote creativity and innovation, the government should reorganize the educational system to meet the challenges which are vital to economic competitiveness. Africa as a whole should aid the West and set aside funding that will cater for the creation of institutions that can manage and develop student creative and innovative skills.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is easy to recognize the success of a creative person. But what does it take to identify, support, and provide abundance for all through one creative person? Now, in this village, which is close to Kisumu City, something is coming up. A unique university is built. It is a university that is hoped to change and bring total difference in education in Africa. That is the University of Creativity and Innovation. and true to its spirit, it has already started providing solutions to many parents who have gifted children who cannot pass our traditional examinations. Meet Kenneth Kungu, who struggled up to Form 4 and only managed to achieve a mean grade of B-. Obviously, no college or university could admit him with such grades. But you will agree that he has talents that even those who qualified for university admissions do not have. We caught up with him at the DALK-sponsored university site where Professor Obora has given him a workshop just like others he supports with various talents. Sit back, listen, and make your own conclusions.
In Kenya, this robot can be used in places like Westgate attack, like terrorists. It can be used like the places of terrorists. Maybe a journalist wants to cover an inside story about what's happening in the Westgate attack. So what that person do is send a signal to the robot by commanding the robot. Then the robot will go maybe inside the Westgate, take the photograph of what's happening inside, and maybe send the signal into the phone. So inside the phone here, there's a Bluetooth. The Bluetooth I can send into the computer. Then from the computer, I'm able to put it live on television, and people from KTN Citizen News, KISS TV can see it live on what's happening there. So the first phone over here, this phone is like a remote control. Yeah. So this you can move even in many places that you want to move.
Kuingia kwa secondary school, nimefanya Form 1, Form 2, fika Form 3, nilipata habari kwa mwalimu mmoja, akaniambia huyu mtoto anaweza kufanya maajabu. Na sikuchukua hiyo kitu serious. Nimeona kama yeye aendelee na somo. Akasoma, akamaliza Form 4, akapata D. Aliporudi nyumbani, sasa alikuwa ameleta waya mingi sana. Sasa paka sisi tukasema hapana, wewe umefail, rudi kwa shule.
Ken is my second born child. Ken, when he was growing up, he was very active. Everything he wanted to do. He never started school as any other child. So when he joined school in class 1, he was very good, especially in mathematics. He could get 100%, and things like music he never liked. Kiswahili he never liked, but mathematics, anything to go with maths, he liked it a lot. To make him sit in class for over 20 minutes was a problem. So he was always getting canes from the teachers who were attending to him. I had to withdraw him from the school where he was so that he can be in my class or in the school where he was. Later on, when we talked to his teachers, they were always advising us that we should not force him to sit in class and do what was impossible for him. Later on, we discovered that he could make some lamps, he could make some phones. He was always helping his brothers. When he is given computer games to play, he was always brighter among them. So we would always call him and rebuke him that what you cannot do is just what is made of hands, but you cannot do anything in school. So we were always disappointed in him. One day when he has done his Form 4, he saw about this DALK education in TV, and it was saying that the certificate itself is just a paper. What is in the paper is the value. Then we wondered, what do these people mean by the value being in the paper? And we thought that getting better grades is when he can be a doctor, he can be an architect, he can be an engineer. Now, he kept on telling us that he would like to make something which goes to the moon. He would want to make something which people will wonder. But we felt that he did not know what he was doing. Later on, when he visited the DALK Center, and he saw Professor Bura, and Professor Bura told him to visit the center so that they can assess him and see what he's talented in. We wondered what these people are talking about. And later on, when we were told to come to Nairobi to do the testing, and it was found that he has a talent, we thank God for everything, because we thought that a D- was not anything good for the child. We thank God that at least his talent has been found, and at least is now on his way forward. And I'd like to tell the parents that forcing a child to do something which is not able to do does not help. We should at least find talents and the gifts that our children have, so that we can guide them in the right direction.
Every single human being is gifted and talented. Yes, there may be a few of us who have exceptional abilities, that we can do things at an extraordinary level, but each one of us has something to give. Nobody was born with nothing. We have boxed everybody into a narrow pipe, that if you are not good in academics, you are good for nothing. No, it's not fair. We have just seen a young man who scored a D, but today he created a robot which has immense potential. If you're a good musician, take it to the top. If you're a good artist, take it to the top. If you're a good professor, take it to the top. And if you want to be a politician, go also to the top.
If you or your organization wishes to participate in this program, please write to us, the African Federation for Gifted and Talented. You can also visit the nearest Dalk Education campus